Civilization 7 just dropped its second major update, and with it came a new leader, 2 new civilizations, and a whole bunch of changes to the UI. But I don't want to talk about any of those things in this video. No, there's something much more important, and that is the restart button. The great thing about the restart button is it allows you to find what you're looking for. Maybe you've got a terrible start, you want something a little bit better. Or maybe you want an amazing start. Maybe you want the best start there possibly is in a game. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today we are limit testing. We are pushing Civ 7 to the limits to see exactly how far we can take it. Because we've got Catherine on Mississippi with the brand new Torres Del Paine. +1 food, +1 production on tundra terrain in this settlement. And just keep in mind, there's 3 tiles, which means that we can split this between 3 settlements. We've gone for the most amazing mementos as well to pair this combo with. Let's get into it, because we've got ourselves some fun this video. Now, before we do that, just a quick word about our new event. Have you ever looked at a start in Civilization 7 and just immediately solved it in your head? The garden and the market are going on this tile right here. The library and the barracks are going on this tile right here. Well, if you've ever done that before, I invite you to join the One More Turn Discord, where we are hosting our very first event called the Optimization Olympics. That is where you are given an unsettled spawn, this one right here, and it's your job to find the highest possible yields. I'll leave a link down in the description below if you'd like to find out more. Now, let's get back to the video. Okay, so we're back at square one, and keep in mind if you want to play along with this save, I'll leave it on the Discord where you can download it. Let's get to it. Now, obviously, we know that Torres Del Paine is down here, okay? We haven't played through this game at all. All we know is that Torres Del Paine is down here, and that we're at the bottom of the map. So we're going to settle in place, because we know, I think it's on this tile right here, which means that we should be able to go 1, 2, 3. So we'll take this position that we've got right here, and we'll begin playing the game as normal. So we start off with a couple of scouts. Now, keep in mind, with this game, with this save, we've actually got some pretty damn good mementos here. So we've got the +2 production from the beginning of the game, if you've got a happy city. And of course, we have a happy city because we're going to be settling on fresh water. And that's the primary thing. So we're going to go ahead and just play pretty standard here, mainly because we want to focus on picking up our goodie huts early on in the game. We've got a growth opportunity, and of course, when we grow, that now reveals Torres Del Paine. So everything from here is exactly as you would typically find it in a normal video. That's the only exception, that we knew that Torres Del Paine was here without really seeing it. So our goal here is to get this into our control as quickly as we could. To be honest, we probably should have come out to the hides first. That's okay. We'll worry about that later, because we've got ourselves some goodie huts to pick up, so we're definitely going to take the 60 culture. We want to try and get our Pantheon online as quickly as possible. Now, another thing to note, I think we might come over towards this way over here. Another thing to note is that the new AI is really good. Like, I've done a couple of playthroughs. I don't think we can go down there. That's a cliff, isn't it? I'm looking at that like that's a cliff, my friend. I know that we can't go down there. It's interesting that it can't tell the difference between a cliff and a non-cliff. We're definitely going to take the culture right here. We got ourselves a strong little opening. We'll go for the trade routes. I love making lots of merchants, so I think that makes a lot of sense, and we'll move into mysticism. The sooner that we can move into mysticism, the better, because we want to be looking to oh, this is a good question. This is a good question right here. I think we go Classical Republic, extra culture. Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense for us to be playing Classical Republic. We want to try and play around culture as much as we possibly can. We want to try and build as many world wonders as we possibly can. So when we take this tile here, this is going to give us access to Torres Del Paine, and now you can see that all of these yields have started to increase. 1 food, one production on each of them. And what we'll do is we'll take the granary and put it on this tile right here. We'll bring it up to the top, and that's going to kick the citizen out, and we'll get rid of the granary. We might even get rid of a scout. We don't need that many scouts. And now we can start growing out towards the hides. The other thing to note is that this is going to be a very high growth city. All of these cities will be very high growth cities. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be good fun. I'm looking forward to playing this. We've got a city state over here. Mainly just because I don't think we've ever done a Catherine playthrough with Mississippi. I've done it before, but I didn't actually post the playthrough. We've got production or food. The main thing that we're being capped with right now is our science, so production doesn't really give much to us. I mean, technically, we could actually do an early granary. I feel like, hold on, 1, 2. I mean, I didn't even really check the start. We've got 1, 2, 3. We definitely have enough for rough, so we're going to do that. But I think the granary probably gets a lot of value on a start like this. If we're going to be growing more, we might just take the food right now, because that'll give us access to production anyway. So we'll do it that way. And that's how we'll think about it. We'll probably come down along here. Nice little navigable river. When it comes to settling locations, We've got ourselves a goodie hut out here. When it comes to settling locations, we've got one here. So that will allow us to pick this up in the last ring. Remember that we don't want to go any further than this. We don't want to be grabbing more for a settlement. Let's actually go do a little bit of a scout out down there. We want to come up towards this direction as well. Just find everything that's in here. But I tell you what, man, I'm so excited to play. As soon as I saw the change to this natural wonder, I said, there is no way we're not doing this. Like, we have to be doing this. There's definitely an argument to be going into writing here. I don't know how important science realistically is. I think production's probably going to be the most important. So we'll head down towards that production route, and we'll start off with a brickyard. Now, the best spot for a brickyard's probably on this tile right here. So let's go ahead. We'll grab the granary here. And something that we probably, you know what, we couldn't do it before, but now we can do it. Is we can now move this citizen onto... Oh, we can take that tile right there. I don't think we want the kaolin. The kaolin's on grassland. And we want to try and take it as much advantage as we can here. Like, we've already got enough food, right? We don't need that extra food from the kaolin. More culture or gold? I mean, we're already pretty far ahead on culture. But how did that only push us up? I think that pushed us up 3 turns. So not a huge amount there. But so far, we've got quite a bit of scouts out here. There's a goodie hut, so we can send off this scout to go get it, and then this scout can move across over here to the right. We did just see a hostile city-state envoy as well, or a scout. It's probably what it's known as. So we've got we've got the Aztecs over here. We'll probably look to befriend them. We definitely want to play around city-states, but I think one of the powers that you've got, especially as any like cultural or scientific leader, is that you want to try and send out those agreements as early as you possibly can. So meeting a leader is like right now is going to be really important. You don't want to delay that. We've got a hostile city-state, Jeshi, so I'm going to assume that was the scout that we saw down here. And speaking of leader, there we go. It's Amina. So we're going to go, we could give her a friendly greeting. If we don't do that, then there's the risk that she doesn't give us a, or that she doesn't accept our agreements. So right now, instead of waiting for her to send her agreement, what we're going to do is we're just going to send ours straight up. So we literally just got our Pantheon. So I think what we'll do is we'll go into science instead. So let's go for a research collab. Let's hope she accepts it and she supports it. Wonderful. If she doesn't send us anything next turn, because she should have... I don't know whether it'll give us or give her the influence. We've also got the ability right now. We're going to take the gold. There's a risk that it gives us animal husbandry, so we'll take the gold. But I think, yeah, with Amina right now, there's a risk that she sends us an agreement on the next turn. And we've got 1, 2 that have already gone. Okay, so we lost City Patron Goddess. That's okay. That's all right. What else could we take? I don't want to do stone circles. I feel like we're probably going to have enough production this game already. We don't really need to double down on that anymore. But you know what I think could be decent? I want to try and get as many world wonders as possible in this game. I want to aim for getting at least 15. I think if we can do 15, we're going to be in a really good spot. So that's going to be our goal. We'll aim to have 15. And we've got ourselves plenty of land up towards this top side. So we'll have to find out exactly what the lay of the land is. We'll come around over here in this direction. And we'll look to try and spot out Amina as well. Looks like there is a... Oh, there's definitely right here. Okay. We've got a city-state. So that's not her. So she hasn't spawned too close to us. And we can go into science versus culture. And we'll obviously take the science. And now, once again, just look at the yields. Look at the yields. These are ridiculous. These are so damn silly. But you know what? I'm kind of glad that we're here. Oh, did we forget? We forgot to offer her, didn't we? Damn it. Oh, no, we didn't. We only had 60 this turn. We're okay. So we could offer her now the culture. But if we do that, we know we're only going to be getting 4 culture. So it's like, do you hold the culture and wait for somebody to come along? Is that the play that you make? I think that's probably the correct play. Because you could send the culture right now and she'll accept it. But that's only 4 culture. And ideally, you want 6 culture. So we'll keep looking, we'll keep learning. We're also going to be looking for settlements down here. Obviously, we know that we're going to be settling somewhere in this region, this tile here. So if we take a look at this settlement right here, that's 3. So we can't settle there. We wouldn't want to settle there anyway. You could also go for something like this. The trouble is you don't want to really deny tiles from the capital, but at the same time, you want the city to have as many workable tiles as possible. And the capital will have tiles. So I think maybe we even go for something like this, and then that way we can try and snag. You don't really gain anything from the navigable river. We'll just settle on this tile right here. Makes the most sense. Okay, let's continue. Well, there we go. All right, let's see if Tubman... we can do a friendly greeting. We don't have enough this turn, but next turn we can look to offer her culture. But it will also depend on if she's got a lot of horses. It depends if she sends us an agreement. Because if she sends us an agreement... That's a second science city-state. There's really not much that we're going to do with the second one. I mean, we can definitely use it. Don't get me wrong. We've got another city-state down here. There's a lot of city-states on this map. Let's go meet these guys. So she's asked for open borders. That's Amina. Lovely. Okay, so nothing from Tubman. Now, has Tubman met Amina? She has. Okay, we're going to try. Wonderful. Wonderful. We've got ourselves some very strong yields early on in this game. So we'll go into masonry here. And now we will look to continue. We want to scout her out. We want to find camels. Camels are the main thing that we're missing in the tundra. And so we will be looking to put out... Oh, this is actually quite a good little city, Babylon, actually. We want to definitely forward towards this, or settle towards this location, because we know that Tubman is in the area, and you guys know what Tubman is like. So even though we want to get a city down here, I think it's also important for us... Maybe, you know what? This is definitely going to be the better of the cities. It's got a lot more workable space. So let's go and we'll settle that first, so it can begin growing. And then from here, we can look to try and spot out more from Tubman. But we really want to try and maximize trade partnerships in this game. Oh my lord, have a look at this. Settle. You settle right here. Oh, we can't. We need to meet the city-state. Damn it. I got too caught up with this right here. So city-state, we can actually see exactly where we can settle. So that tile right there. This is incredible. This is incredible. We want to get out here as quickly as we can. We're going to need to take out Jeshi. We might actually get some burning arrows out here sooner rather than later. In 5 turns, we want to prep. We'll get some burning arrows. So we'll do 2 burning arrows, and we'll move them out over towards Jeshi. We'll start farming them up, and then we will eventually settle out there. There's the camels. This is what we were looking for. Camels are very important for us here. And we need to start thinking about our next settlement location, because we've obviously got the first one down. That one all makes perfect sense. And I think we've got all the information in here that we need. Now we can move up towards the north. Oh, it's an eco city-state as well. And it's friendly, dude. This is a crazy strong spawn. This is incredible. This is most likely the best run that we will ever have. It's going to depend on whether we get war decked or not. If we get war decked, then things can change. So we want to manage our relationships as much as we possibly can. So let's look at where we can settle. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So anything after this, we're fine. Anything below this line, which is great because we've got Babylon here in the first place. So there are settlement locations out here. We probably want to take this as well. We don't want to upset Teotihuacan Khan. So the trouble is that when we do this, it's going to upset them though, right? If we settle here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles, that's going to cause them to be hostile. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will cause them to be hostile as well. So we're in a little bit of a difficult spot here in the sense that no matter what we do, we're going to be stuffed. We don't have the accumulated influence yet. I'm almost tempted to just leave these for a few turns. It's such a long wait though. That's the other thing. How about, I mean, what if we only need the one science city-state. Let's make it this one right here. Let's take out Babylon. I think that is a fair play right here. And it's one of those things where it's like you kind of have to do it. Okay, so we can do a library and a monument on this tile together. Library hits a +2. I mean, you could also do a library out here, which it's a little bit further away. Actually, we'll just do a library right there. Makes all the more sense. So let's go ahead and we will grow to this tile right here. And we'll continue expanding up the coast. We want to make the best of the land that we've got. I'll tell you what, we got ourselves another goodie hut out here. There's just so much land. And I think that's one of the things that they've done with the change. It definitely feels like there's a lot more land. I don't think there's any need for us now to send out more agreements. So we'll bully Babylon first. We'll take them out, and then from there we will move over to Jeshi. Yeah, it definitely feels like at the moment there is a little bit more land in the maps. In the maps that I've played so far, that was like very clearly what was happening. And we probably moved into the wrong direction right there. Maybe we should have come back down instead of going around that way. We want to try and keep these guys alive. Okay, we've got ourselves a burning arrow and we've got our general, so we can start gathering up points. Lovely. We want to get that experience online as quickly. We can go for culture or happiness. Happiness is going to push us into a immediate celebration, so we'll take that right now. And there's definitely an argument to move into Code of Laws, but where do we trade, right? Like, let's say if we settle here, we want to be trading with this camel city, and we don't even know if she's going to settle that. Ideally, she would settle like right here, and then grow to the camels, and then we could trade with that. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. We can't rely on trade yet, so we need to move into Earthworks, which is our unique ability, or yeah, our unique civic. So we'll go ahead and do that. And there's Amina. So we've spotted out her. We actually need to find a little bit more information about her. Where do we even go here? I think we go back over here and then look to come up this way. So as soon as we settle here, it's going to upset Babylon. So Babylon, I'm sorry. Is this the spot? No, we want to go here. This is definitely the spot. We want to try and get to this position here. So let's go ahead. We'll take that. Just double checking. Yeah, we are in tundra. So we'll now grow out towards like this. We want to make sure that we can confirm that. Even if we can't confirm it, it's not a problem. So we're going to eliminate them. So they're now upset with us. So we do need to be cautious with how we move. So we'll move our army commander through because we're always happy to bait him out. We'll bring everybody back. You can jump in on the next turn. And now our next growth. So we could look to take this right here. I'm very tempted to go here. 1, 2, 3. If we take this tile, it's going to take this one. I think we want to leave this for this city. So we don't want that. And we want to leave that for the city as well. So let's take something on the top side. Let's take that one right. Ooh, that wasn't actually... I thought it was marsh. Or I thought it was... Never mind. It's okay. I didn't think it was grassland. We should have taken this one. To be honest, it's not a big deal. We'll take the extra culture early on. We'll grab the extra gold already. I tell you what, things are going very... Like, we have got a lot of tempo in this game. This is probably the highest tempo game you'll ever see of Civ 7. I don't think you'll ever see a... okay, maybe if you've got, like, Isabella on a natural wonder that's giving gold or giving culture and production, maybe you'll have more tempo in that circumstance. But I tell you what, this one's looking pretty good. Okay, so when we take the sheep, that's going to increase the yields of all the tiles in this settlement, which is exactly what we want. We'll move the sheep into the capital that's got 25 production already, and we can take the 50 culture, or 60 culture rather, but we lose 50 gold. We kind of want our gold, but we're already making so much gold. It's not a huge problem for us. I think we definitely take the culture here. It's a little penalty that we receive. Let's see if we can scout this out. Oh, we forgot to move with this guy. That's okay. We'll just bring you around here. I've got to tell you right now, I love this quick movement. It makes life so damn good. Let's see if we can get any more information. Nothing really. We've got Taruga. It's a friendly cultural city-state. Sure, why not? Wow. Wow. It's just absurd. It's just insane how crazy this is. This is ridiculous. Okay, so we're getting out our next settler now. So this is something that we want to settle sooner rather than later. But at the same time, I'm cautious about Amina because there's always a risk that she tries to forward settle us. So there's a part of me that almost is tempted, another city-state, to come back down here. Because if we look at the settlement locations, there's really not much in here. You've got like these 3. Okay, now if she settles on this tile, we don't care because we'll just take this one right here. But if she settles on one of these 2, that could be problematic. So I think what we might do is just look to try and hold these positions and see if we can block her out. Other than that, let's move into riding here. We're going to continue scouting her out. We'll just get a bit of an idea. How many settlements does she have? She's on 2 at the moment as well. And now I think we move in on here. Wonderful. And we're not even going to like farm these guys up. We're just literally going to rush them down. I don't have any problem doing that at all. The sooner that they're gone, the better it is for us. And we've got a unit under attack. It was a slinger. More camels. Okay, so we want to trade with Amina right here. It looks like, is that... she hasn't put the camp on it just yet, but she's only just put the library down. Okay, so now back towards the cap. I think we probably want to settle this as well. How long is that going to take us to get there? I think we'll probably settle that right now. We can go around. The thing is, we need to be friends with these guys. What's the alternative? The alternative is that we settle out here. There is a gypsum tile. We need to see this gypsum tile and what it's actually got. So let's leave her unattended for a little bit. And let's start working these guys down. We've got the promotion. The main focus here is that we're just taking out Babylon. So let's go ahead and we'll grab our promotion. We're going to go ahead with Assault, just to start us off with. Gives us a little bit of flexibility. And now, with regard to Cahokia, we don't need the altar just yet. We could definitely look at a granary on this tile. Now, we've got access to a monument. Library comes up in 9 turns. We've got 4 settlements. We're going to need a 5th one, actually. Maybe we just take the settler here. It makes sense. The sooner... how long is it going to be before we get into our next tech? It's 2 turns. And then we're going to need to move out here. So 4 turns. So I think that's probably fine for us to do. So let's go ahead and do that. And let's hit this button. Can just sit there for the moment. And we are probably good to roll over. Let's do it. There's a slinger that's happened. Or that's come out. So if we fire here... we can fire on this one as well. We can take this right now. What's our XP? We're about halfway through. There's a part of me that's still tempted just to farm. We don't really need to take it just yet. Let's scout this out. We want this gypsum if possible. And you can hold for the moment. We really need to be very cautious about forward settles. Okay, Earthworks is now through. which means Earthworks 2 is going to take us 6 turns. That's where we get our that's where we get our settlement limit. So that means 2 turns. Yeah, that's literally perfect timing. Wonderful. We'll move out towards this side. In 4 turns, we're going to be settling here. We can't settle it straight away. Just keep that in mind. I know, as a matter of fact, I want to. Okay, so we'll do that. And then now, I think we just move in and we just take this one out. There we go. 100 science. Wow. Jeez, it's kind of nice taking those out early, isn't it? Okay, so where do we go here? So this tile's not from the capital, so we can 100% take this. We want to take tiles with happiness on them if possible. If we take this, we want to leave this one here for the city. So let's go ahead and we'll take that tile right there. And we can go for a warrior or a migrant. We're definitely going to take the migrant. There's an argument that we could use the migrant right now. You're probably going to get more value if you leave it. But if we use it right now, we can just grow to one of these production tiles straight away. So let's go ahead. And I think we just take this one over here. It makes the most sense. We just grew out over on this spot. So let's go ahead, we'll do that. And then that allows us to now move into the Jade next. Commander has now been promoted. So we'll take our next promotion. And we'll continue scouting out. So we need to find that city just so that we can 100% trade. And let's do a search. There's really nothing in here, is there? I mean, we want Tundra. So we could go on this tile here, but it's got no fresh water. And we want fresh water for our cities. This is actually kind of a sad settle. Maybe we don't settle this. Well, maybe we take... There's nothing in here that's good at all, man. This is all sad. You know what? You can settle it. I'll let you. And then we'll just send a trader to go get your gypsum. I think that's probably the right call. But we want to try and keep this. We just took 40 damage. It doesn't look like 40 damage. I'll say that right now. So let's scout that out. She looks like she's got a bit of a barb problem at the moment. So when it comes to settling in here, I think there's the only place that we could really look to is something like that. That's going to make the most sense. We could also go on this tile right here, but that's a +2. So that is our consideration at the moment. So let's begin moving everybody back. So we'll jump into the commander and we'll now start coming back. And I think the scout can just hold its ground for the moment because sometimes the barbs get a little bit... Oh, we just ran into a goody hut. Sometimes the barbs can get a little bit fed up. Okay, we're not working right there. Okay, we'll take the gold. We want to try and get our city as quickly as possible. Ooh, interesting decision right here. Codex? Because have a look at... Oh, I thought that was a settler. Because our science is not the best right now. It's going to be very good soon because we're about to hit our library. Our library is about to come online. In fact, we can build our library right here. Bit of an awkward spot to build it, but it is necessary. Alternatively, we could come down here and build the library, and then that way we keep this tile. That's probably the play. But we are playing the Mississippians. We do want to have the adjacency no matter what. So let's go ahead. I think we just drop the library down on that tile. So we'll put the saw pit here. Then we'll put the library on this tile right here. And then that way we pick up the adjacency bonus. We can cancel the saw pit for now. Is there anything that we really want? I guess the saw pit, because it's 3 production. So we can put the saw pit on this tile here as well. But at this point, we are completely geared up. All of our settlers are out by turn 32. So we want to get another settler over here. But in the meantime, we just want to settle this, I think. So let's go ahead and do that. And influence versus codex. I think influence is making the most sense right now because as soon as we do that, we can now befriend these guys. And now that we've befriended them, we can go ahead and hit this button right here. So we've now settled this city. And because we've put the library down here, we can now take the Jade. And we've got growth that is happening absolutely everywhere, which is lovely. And here we'll take the sheep. We can send these back to the cap. And now the capital's sitting on 29 production, which is absolutely wild. We've got the expansionist point for a little bit of extra support. And Tubman's giving us some free influence. We will absolutely take that. Thank you very much, Tubman. And now we begin posting up and moving forward. I think we just... Do we sack it? I think we just sack this... I mean, ideally, you want to try and keep the scout alive. And we could... You know what? Let's keep the scout alive. It's very tempting to come in there, but it's a certain death if it happens. I think, is this where we're under attack? No, we're under attack down here. So let's move away. And yeah, we want to try and keep these alive. We've met our next player for today. Now, this is also a large continent, which means that, or not large rather, a standard, which means that we've got more players on it. So there is still another player on here who we are yet to meet. And that is an interesting position. So I'm kind of tempted to bait with the Great General here. So what we'll do is we'll put the Burning Arrow if we put the burning arrow, the first one here, we should have put the low health one here. That's okay. So we can go here, and then we'll move the general up. We want him to attack the general. As long as there's nothing in here. I've just realized we actually had a movement that we could have used. Okay. As long as there's not a second unit. But it doesn't look like there is for the moment, which is wonderful. So now let's try our best to focus these guys down. What's the best way for us to play this? This is a bit of an awkward spot, and we don't want to take damage where possible. So maybe we just move in here and shuffle around like this. Go for something like that, and then move the general on top. And we'll just focus these units down for the moment, because they can't technically hit us here. We might be held up for a couple of turns, though, but we want to get out here as quickly as we can. Let's see if we can spot out anything further here. Doesn't look like she's settling in this direction just yet. So we'll move up to here. We'll hold this scout for now. And there are those units. So we don't mind taking a little bit of damage. We can also do some scouting with our settler. Actually, we can just settle. I just realized. Where are we settling this? We got to make sure that we know. I think, was this the tile that we're settling on? This could be it. We don't want to choke Choctaw. It's already choked up enough. Maybe, I think this is probably the tile that we take. We could also come down. Okay, I think that's fine. Let's move this guy on. Army commander, you're good for the moment. You can just hold. Probably going to get slammed in this turn. No, he didn't slam. So we can now settle that. So in one, we're not happy right now, but next turn we'll be happy. So we probably could have waited on that a little bit longer, but it's one of those things. It's okay. We'll then also take this Jade. We're coming up around, geez, I tell you what, these cities are going to be incredible. And speaking of cities, it's probably time, what are we at? Turn 36. It's probably time for us to now convert over, because we just grew in this city. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll now switch you over. So how are we building this out? We could go for a monument here. Is that within our city just there? That is. No, we want to go for a monument there. That's going to be an incredible monument. So we need to work our way up towards this position. We could also do a library right here. We could also do a library here, but I think that's going to make the most sense. So let's go with something like, we'll go for a brickyard just to open us up. And we'll also start moving in some of our production now. We want to make sure that we've got the highest production in there. It's not looking that hot just yet, but it will start to look amazing very soon. And we probably want to leave these tiles here just for this city here. It's always, you got to be really cautious when you settle cities close together like this, just because they will take tiles from each other. All right. So far, so good. We're at turn 37 now, and our power spike is online because we're about to add in shell-tempered pottery, which means our gold is about to jump to the next level. We're now at 41 gold per turn here, and that's only going to continue to increase. Now, we could take the production, but the gold value, I feel like, is just way too good. So we'll move in now. We could actually go for something like Gate of All Nations. I really rate Gate of All Nations, so the sooner we get that, the better. So let's go ahead, and now we can think about maybe putting down a monument. We could put a monument on this tile right here. How much is that going to pick up? We need to put down our granary first, and then we can look at the monument. It's only 3. Because I think the monument on this tile right here is going to be a lot better, but we don't have the settlement down here yet. So the moment we build that monument, it is going to cap all of these tiles, or it's going to cap this tile at least. And we want to try and avoid that. This is rough, though. Maybe it just hurts us not building the monument. Maybe we just go and throw that down. But at the same time, I'm very indecisive. You know what? I think we'll just go ahead. We'll just build down here. We'll complete the granary. Makes the most sense. And burning arrow, you'll fire off here. And now let's see what we can find. Doesn't look like anything just yet. I tell you what, I love that quick movement, though. Isn't that quick movement just so damn good? Oh, it's so much nicer playing with quick movement. Let's jump on in the Great General and see what we can find. It looks like we've got ourselves something lovely. So let's do that, and we'll just focus down this unit. Nice little bit of damage right there, and now we've got our cotton online. We can leave the cotton. We want to put the cotton in the next city that is going to be growing. So the next city that's going to be growing is probably going to be Choctaw. It's got some decent adjacencies that we could use. Kansas also got some very good adjacencies. So maybe we think about Kansas, because that's a 2, that's a 2, that's a 2, 1, 2. Yeah, that's probably where we want to do it. We want to prioritize building our buildings adjacent to resources just to maximize the gold that we can get. Our next spend on influence probably needs to be a city-state at this point. We could look for like culture or science or something like that, but I don't think it's worthwhile. So next up is a monument. So we could put the monument on this tile, which is a 4. So that we're getting +2 from this. But we're breaking the rules when it comes to base building with the Mississippians, just because we really want to try and build up that gold per turn. So now we can look to expand up towards this way. I think this is probably a smart move. So let's go ahead. We'll secure up the iron. And now we can look to go into the monument or the library. So we'll start off with the library on this tile, and then we'll do the monument afterwards. And then we can also put the saw pit down as well. But I think we want to focus on getting our yields up first. Our production's already good. And I think we just copped damage from the volcano right there. A little bit unfortunate, but one of those things that does happen from time to time. And let's see. No, we still can't get through. We'll try and come around the other way. Oh, that was a city under attack. I recognize that sound anywhere. I tell you what, I'm kind of glad that they brought that sound in. Okay, because we're under attack here, I mean, there's 2 ways that you can do it. You can... Let's just go back. We'll head back. We don't want to lose that town. Who is even attacking us right now? Hold on a minute. Where are you guys from? Oh, you guys are just from G. And Babylonian warrior? Hold on. You guys are coordinating this. So we've got Codex. I think we definitely take the Codex here. The Codex is going to give us a much longer term science gen. We are looking at 4 turns and going into our World Wonder. And there are a couple of options right now, but I feel like just getting up our basic infrastructure is probably more important at this point. So we'll go ahead and we'll grab culture, and we can probably justify, I think we want to go for the science and production here. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll move into irrigation. So after this, we'll go into, I think we go monument and then settler. So that's how we'll do it. And now let's see if we can move around this way. We're going to try and sneak through, but I mean, we knew that he was here, but we just saw him slam. I think we should be able to... Yeah, we can try. We'll sneak through. And there we go. The 5th and final leader for today is going to be Simon Bolivar. Simon Bolivar. I don't know how to say his name. It's always hard with those little accents. Simon, Simon, Simone. I've heard it pronounced a number of different ways. Okay, our next growth event in this town. So we'll come up towards this position. Now, one thing to note is that your cities... Is that blocked off? Oh, we're completely blocked off on this side. There is no way that's going up. So let's head back over towards this way. We need to defend. So this appears to be the only way through is over here. Oh, that sound is crazy, dude. You're camels. You're never going to miss that sound, though. You will always know that you're under attack. And I'm kind of glad that they did that. It makes sense. It makes sense. So we can come up towards the silver. We're not going to be using silver or needing silver. So I want to take the culture instead. And I tell you what, we were damn close. Look at that timing right there. From here, where do we go? I think we move on to this tile right there, and then we fire across. We don't want to risk getting slammed. And now we drop that monument down. And yeah, a bit of an awkward spot here for this scout. Scout, you're going to have to come out like that. See if we can run through. And the district defenses do get destroyed. So let's go ahead now, and we'll move into Code of Laws. And our monument, we're going to throw it down on this tile. I'll tell you what, those are some yields right there. That is for sure. And that is definitely going to be the next tile that we grow to. Wow. I tell you what, I'm in awe of what we're witnessing here. This is absolutely ludicrous. Okay, now we can go Gate of All Nations. So if we're going to go Gate of All Nations, it probably goes here. You could also do Hanging Gardens here. We're going to have that in 4 turns. So we could definitely do that. We could throw down some pot tops, some pot cops. 100% welcome. We've got a lot of options right now, and that's the great thing about production. More camels out here. Can we get some settles out here? That would be absolutely lovely. And this has been closed off completely. So that means that we're going to need sailing if we want to get through, which is not a problem. We'll get through to sailing shortly. And where are you guys heading? So you can fire across here, and Burning Arrow, you jump inside the racing car, and the racing car is going to start looking for people. It's going to start hunting people down. Now, we've got to be careful not to take any tiles away from other cities. I think we just might continue just growing north. This is a little bit suboptimal of a settle, but it's more of like a blocker city, if anything. That's the way I'm thinking about it. Now we'll go for a settler here. So we'll bring the settler down. And let's heal you up over here, and we'll look to try and get our sailing through shortly. Probably going to be the right call. Under attack over here. What? Excuse me? Oh, Simon Bolivar has declared war on Benjamin Franklin. I thought that was us being under attack. It was not. Okay, where is our... We'll bring this guy down. And if we deploy here, we can get slammed by this guy. But if we deploy here, then we don't get slammed by him. And we're able to take out like that. That way we can retain our health. And we can use that to go and attack Jeshi. which is going to be very important for us to do. I think this scout's probably pretty chill right now. The only trouble that we've got is no fresh water in here. How are we doing? Oh, is that a natural wonder? No, it's or rather a world wonder. It doesn't look like it. Okay, so let's go ahead and heal up. And I think we're good at this point. How do we... Oh, was that a mistake? I think that might have been a mistake. Let's try and see if we can still pull it off, though. Nah, we couldn't. That's all right. We needed to move him into the commander before we moved. All right, getting a little bit more vision up here. I like the color from Simon as well. Okay, now we can think about hanging gardens. So let's go ahead and... Where are we growing? I mean, do we take these two before we go up to the iron? The iron is very tempting, though. How about we take this tile right here and just confirm the iron? That's probably the right play. Speaking of iron, we're getting ourselves quite a bit of iron here. And we just actually got slammed by this guy. Probably should have specced into this first, but that's all right. Little bit of a detail. So we can do step pyramid. How many tiles do we actually have for the step pyramid? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay, we're doing step pyramid. We do have the pot cop, but I'm not a fan. I much prefer the step pyramid. 1 production on the library. Of course, we're going to take the production on the library. And now we can probably go into sailing. We're probably in a position right now to move into our next city as well. It's going to be 750, so another 2 turns, and we'll have enough for it. So let's go ahead here. Oh, we've got some big options. +6 food. Step pyramid as well. Altar is going to increase the amount of production that we've got towards World Wonders, and we could definitely look at getting some of those down right now. We could just do Gate of All Nations in the back here. So what if we did something like an altar? Where are we going to be putting an altar if we had to put the altar down? Probably on this tile right here. We want to probably save this. So let's go ahead and we'll throw the altar on this tile, and then we'll think about Gate of All Nations. You can hold position for the moment. And we can roll over the turn. And then we'll fire down here. You can heal up, and then next turn, we're gonna get out and dodge. All right, we've got 3 irons now online. I tell you what, there is a lot of iron in this spawn as well. One of the good things about spawning down here is that you just get a lot of iron, which is going to be wonderful for us. We could also look to grab the food. No, we don't want the food. But you know what we do want? We do want this right here. The only issue that we've got now is that we don't have camels. And I think this is probably the biggest weakness of Catherine, is that we need camels. And that means that we've got to trade with... Oh, wait. Is that a forward settle? I don't know whether it's a forward settle or whether... No, that is a forward settle. I remember when she did that settle. It's hard to tell the difference between a forward settle and a city that's been taken or given in a peace agreement. Okay, so now we can go into our World Wonders. Hanging Gardens, we'll put down on this tile right here. That'll give us a +1. And at this point, so we're not in a celebration, but we could move into a celebration soon. There's a lot of city-states on this map right now. Tubman's going to give us some influence. We'll happily take that. And now we're going to jump in. And we're going to head over towards Jeshi. We might need to do a little bit of healing, though, because we are kind of low, but I don't think we'll really need it. So if we go here, the low health one, we deploy here, and the high health one, we deploy here, and then we tell them both to attack this tile. We might actually take out Jeshi next turn. And we need to get this settlement down. In fact, do we go and settle this right now? Maybe we go and settle that right now. And then we settle this after. We can go, after this, we can go straight into our next settlement. Because this doesn't look like a particularly appealing city to me. It's going to make some good gold, but the more important thing of resources, I think. So let's... Oh, that was a misclick right there. That's okay. We wouldn't have been able to finish him this turn anyway. We'll get him next turn. And then from here, do we go into masonry? Actually, now that I think about it, we've picked up this city-state. We've picked up this city-state. I don't think we need to do any more. We could technically do Taruga for the monument bonus. That wouldn't be terrible. So let's go into masonry. The reason why I'm thinking, or the reason why that even like sort of came up was because I looked at masonry. I'm like, wait a minute, we haven't been stealing any techs. It's like, we don't need to steal techs right now. Maybe let's go into the wheel. So we've got a little bit more influence. We could, oh man, there's so many good options. That's the problem. It's like currency for the gold, bronze working for the production, or wheel for the influence. It's probably going to have to be the wheel. We're going to have enough production. Like, that is for sure. We've got so much production in these cities. So let's go ahead now, and we will grab Gate of All Nations. We can put it on this tile right here. It does give adjacency to the library. Alternatively, we could put it on this tile right here, kick the citizen out, and then put a garden and market here. That gives you +4. This is a really good tile. I ideally don't want to be kicking anybody out of that. Alternatively, we could just put it here. We're not working that. But I mean, we probably want to work that. So let's go ahead. We'll do that. We'll go Gate of All Nations on this tile. And then we'll move the citizen. Oh, we'll move the citizen over there. So that is now a 9-turn Gate of All Nations. And there's nothing more that we can put in this town to make it go faster, unfortunately. Until we've got some camels. So we will need to get camels. Oh, Slinger. Oh, they died from the fire. Absolutely. Wow. Absolutely welcome. And we're able to take that one out as well. And now we can hold position here. And next turn we'll be able to... Look at... Does it do double damage? If you've got 2 units that are firing, it does double the damage. Okay, so if we do this and then this, now we can move over here. And that's going to give us production to one of these cities. And give us Hanging Gardens. Lovely. Hanging Gardens, turn 53. Not too bad. Next expansionist point as well. And we'll take growth rate in cities. I think that makes the most sense. We've now got our first trade as well. So Axum is where we want to go. So what we can do is we can try and calculate this bad boy. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 turns. So what we'll do is we'll buy a building in this town here, and then we'll turn it into a trade outpost. And then we'll switch it back. That's the game plan. Now, I think Kansas is ready to become a city. It's technically not in the tundra. So we could go for something like Appalachia instead, because that is in the tundra. How are our +2s going here? We've got a +2 right here, a +2 here, a +2 here. Yeah, we'll do it here. We'll do it here. It's going to cost us 800 gold, but I think it's 100% worth it just because it allows us to come online a lot sooner. We'll just buy up along this little edge here. And we'll take the gold. Thank you very much. So we can go into Code of Laws 2, or we can go... I think we just want to head down... Maybe do we go along the bottom? Realistically, I think we're going to get more value out of entertainment. Like, I don't think we're going to be able to contest Mausoleum of Theodorich. We're not going to be able to contest Terracotta Army. They're probably already gone at this point in the game. In fact, we can check. Yeah, we should be able to build it here. So if we go View Hidden, what have we got in here? Have we got Mausoleum? Mausoleum of Theodorich is still available. And Terracotta Army is still available as well. Let's do it. We'll do it, and we'll commit to it right now. And if we can get it, why not? And if we can't, not a problem at all. Okay, so we've completed Hanging Gardens. Now let's go for the next World Wonder. We could go for Great Stell. I don't have a problem at all with Great Stell. I think it is absolutely great. And do we want to kick these citizens out? There's a part of me that thinks... Actually, yeah, we definitely want to kick that citizen out right there. So let's go ahead. We'll kick him out. And we'll move him into a better tile. So we'll take something like this. It's probably going to make a bit more sense. Or we could take this one right here. I think we're probably fine just taking this. And now we can go Brickyard. Let's go ahead and grab that. Okay, I tell you what. This is starting to look better and better right here. What a city. Okay, so now we can move our production across into our new city. So we'll even move it out of Choctaw here. Hold on, was that? Yeah, our capital's got some free slots. I mean, our capital doesn't really need any help at the moment. Where is that settler? Is it just me, or has this settler not been doing anything for the last couple turns? I swear that settler should have been moving, and I guess it just wasn't. You gotta be careful there, buddy. That's fire. We don't want you standing in that fire. A lot of slingers. There's not a lot of settlements that are coming out. There's so far out. That's a lot of elephants up there. Okay, so we're all good to now move through because we've got sailing, and now we can come down here. Now that we've cleaned this up, don't be surprised if she starts making a move down here as well. So we want to be on our best blocking duty here. Okay, so far so good. We're about to get that one online as well. Another city-state here. Speaking of city-states, next turn we're going to be able to convince our friends over in the cultural highlands of Taruga to join the cause. Nobody's convincing them just yet, so absolutely still in play at the moment. So now let's go into the library. So we'll drop the library down here, and we can do the monument on this tile right here as well. We want to try and keep the monument and the villa on the same tile because we don't want to be overbuilding them. And we'll just put you to sleep for the moment. And you're on our tile, sir. We're going to need you to move, please. We're already befriending them, so it's not a huge deal that we're going to settle right next to them. We'll take the silver. And let's meet this city-state. No, not yet. Maybe this turn here we'll meet them. Oh, there's a great Steli. Lovely. A little bit of extra gold. That means that we're going to be able to get our cities online sooner. And it's Shomron. It's already been befriended as well. So unfortunately, nothing we can really do there. And we can't actually get out towards this position. We can get down to the horses, but I don't really value that too much. And now we've got ourselves a good question. Should we look at taking the extra culture, or should we take the world wonders? And there's still a lot of world wonders in here. We're building one down here. We're building one here. So I think we definitely go ahead and we take the world wonders. And we look to now complete Dur Sharakin. We can put him on this tile as well. We are going to absolutely get this. This guy right here is going to be out of his mind. So let's throw down Dur Shuriken. Do we want to put Dur Shuriken on that tile? That's a +2. And now that I'm just thinking, hold on. That's a +2. You could save that instead. We could put, like, Blacksmith Barracks on that. Or Academy on this tile, potentially. And that's adjacency for the rest of the game that you're losing because of that. The Kaelin will stay there forever. The Hides will technically go in Exploration Era. We could instead look to put it down here. Then that just kind of, it seals off this city from the world, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, you're not going to be your city. Well, it'll probably become a city. It's just never going to be a really good city. So if we were going to do Dur Sharakin, where would we do it? We could go on... If we do this tile, we're probably going to get more adjacencies over the course of the game, because it's going to give adjacency here as well, but it is a rough tundra tile. But it's not like we've got any shortness on production, so... But then I guess you could put like Oracle or something here. Let's do Dur Sharakin. We'll do it on this tile instead. Right down there. All right. Hopefully we sorted that one out. Okay, so now we're over on this. I'm hoping that what's going to happen here is that when we can't reach this, but if we buy something in here, so if we were going to purchase anything, we'll probably purchase a saw pit. So we'll go ahead and we'll purchase the saw pit on this tile right here. And now, if we take this and turn it into a trade outpost, it should, hopefully, allow us to now trade to Aksum, which then means we've now got camels. And now, because we've got camels, we can take those camels, we can put them in our new city, and we can move all of the production over so it can be lovely and productive. And that right there is the power of the trade outpost. I tell you what, I love the trade outpost. I think it's definitely one of the best towns that there are. And now we've got the option to build an amphitheater. We'll definitely take the option right there. Okay, so we're pretty good to go at this point. That'll take us to 6 out of 6. And gypsum is now online as well, which means that we can pull the cotton out. We can send it back into the town, and we can move the gypsum in here. And now we can look at growing out here. This is going to become one of our next cities as well, definitely. There's still land down here that we haven't actually scouted. You know what? Let's go do a little bit of scouting here with the boys. We probably want to move back. You know what? Our economy's decent enough at this stage where we can probably afford to buy things without too much trouble. Bursa. Next up, Bursa. Are we doing it? Are we doing all the wonders? We're doing all the wonders. It's time. We'll go for Bursa. I'd love to do it up on this tile, but does it have other requirements? Trade routes cannot be plundered. It doesn't tell me what the adjacency requirements are, but I can't build it on this tile here. So I have to build it here. So if that's Gate of All Nations, we do Bursa here. Yeah, we do Bursa there. And then that way we can do one thing here or one thing here. Perfect. Easily solved that one. Dude, I love these colors, man. These are really nice colors. City under attack. Town under attack. He's taking a little bit of damage there. I don't know whether we're going to be able to get back in time. We could probably hold with the scout. Let's move you to come back over here. And then you guys can keep coming down. We just want to scout this out. There could be other stuff down here. Next expansion, we'll take the mine. And as long as the scouts keep moving, we're going to be happy. And that right there, I tell you what, that is a good sound. That is a city under attack. And you will never miss that sound. It really just takes me back to StarCraft, though. It reminds me a lot of the Academy. So now we've completed, or rather now we've got the ability to drop down our villas. So I think we want to try and prioritize getting the villas down. So let's go ahead. We'll drop them on this tile. Is there any more production that we could get? We could also get the saw pit in. So maybe we do the saw pit before the villa. It's only one production, though. It's not a huge deal. It could become more, though, in 9 turns. And now we can probably move into masonry. And then from here, we're going to organize military. And then in 18 turns, I tell you what, it feels like a long way away, 18 turns. Our yields don't really feel that good at the moment. I'm going to be real with you guys. Why are our yields so poor? Should they be higher? Maybe they could be. We got some good stuff down here. Speaking of yields, oh, it got taken. Damn, that is unfortunate. So what we were looking for were the gems, but it looks like the AI knows to take them now, which is kind of interesting, isn't it? That's disappointing. Because have we even met any other eco city states? There's one over here, not being befriended. So it must be over on the other continent that's happened, which is kind of wild that they can like impact your game in such a way. But I guess it's just one of those things. But like I've played games before where there's just been a runaway on that other. I literally played a game yesterday. I'm not kidding you. I went over there. There was only Xerxes. Xerxes had literally killed the other two leaders all by himself, and it was just Xerxes on the entire continent. I'm not kidding you, man. This guy was huge. Now, we've already got step pyramids, so going into an Emporium doesn't really make a lot of sense. So I think it's probably just going to be smarter for us to just go into Mensari, which is disappointing, but at the end of the day, that's, you know, we didn't spend our first influence on this. We spent it on another city-state, and the consequence of that is that we don't get to pick up what we wanted. Now, speaking of what we wanted, I think there's probably an option for a city down here. If we take a look... That sound is amazing. We've got 1, 2, 3. Far out. I probably... Oh, no, we're okay. Even if we... Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Because we got the scout in there. The scout's going to hold. And that's all that matters. So now that we've got our influence online, what are these yields looking like? Benjamin Franklin, miles ahead at the moment. So let's go ahead and we're going to start stealing from him. I never know if it's... I think it's probably better that you don't start stealing until you can do both steals at the same time. I think that makes sense. At least when you leave it. Like, we've left it for quite long right now. So, it's definitely one of those things. Like, the sooner you do it, the better. But at the same time, if you leave it for a certain point, you probably just want it. You probably don't want to do it anymore. This guy just vanished. Fair enough. Is our... Yeah, okay. We've got our guy inside. So at the moment, everybody's happy with us. We've kept our distance. Are these two fighting, by the way? Yeah, they're fighting. Okay. This is what happens, right? When you get two people that spawn next to each other, they just naturally go to war because of the way that settlements work. Like, there are no settles that Amina can do other than, like, these terrible back settles. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, they're just going to force, like... And I guess this is one of those things where it's like... One of my problems with Civ 7 is the fact that when you've got leader biases that force people to... a specific location on a map, it will find suboptimal places to put those people because it respects their bias. Dura Shuriken now online. That gives us more than 1,000 gold, so that means we can get our next city online, and we're just going to make it this one right here. How long until you grow? You've just grown? Wonderful. You're at 3 population? Wonderful. Welcome to the real world. And let's now get our camels across over there. But yeah, I think it's like, you know, if you look at their bonuses, right? So you've got Amina, who's got a bonus for desert, or desert and plains, so they have to force her somewhere along this line here. And then at the same time, you've got a vegetated bias. I don't get why she has to spawn here. Like, why can't you put it towards the edge of the map? It should favor towards the edges of the map or the edges of the continent rather than putting them inland. Like, if it can put them to the edge of the continent, it should. I think that, like, that's probably something that they definitely need to work on, is the leader... Or just like the spawn conditions, I would say, is probably the way to put it. Okay, so we'll go for our villa here. We do have the option for Terracotta Army. Do we dare? Why not? I mean, are we really doing anything else with our life? I think Terracotta Army makes a fair bit of sense right now. And now we can do Brickyard. So we'll go ahead and we'll slot down the Brickyard over here. We've got so much production that we can work with in here. We'll do the library as well. Library can come down over here. Wonderful. Perfect. Exactly what we wanted. Now, speaking of which, I just realized, do we have an altar in here? Yes, we do have an altar in here. So we'll throw the villa on that tile afterwards. So we'll go for Bursa. We'll also do Monk's Mound. So we can probably look to do Monk's Mound in like Appalachia. Just, we want to try and spread the production around as much as we possibly can. And Monk's Mound's not really going to be a big risk for us. I can't believe the tempo that we've got in this game. This is incredible. Now, here's a question I've got for you guys. Because I've been thinking about this, right? Like, because we're coming up to 52 minutes. Okay? We're basically... You know, we're getting into it. There's a part of me that just, at this point, just wants to cut to, like, a later point in the video and just show you, like, okay, this is where we're at. Because, like, you kind of got the gist of it at this point, right? Like, we're booming like crazy. We're having ourselves a good game. I don't know why we brought you up here. You can just chill down here in Choctaw, man. Yeah, like, for me, I don't know how much value you're really going to get out of seeing, like, the next 40 turns. And I'm sure there's people that are going to be saying like, oh, no, we want to see it. But then there's you know, we've got to kind of offset that against the people who are just like, hey, I don't need to see those 40 turns. And like for me, it's about making sure that our content is served to the widest audience, because that's going to bring more players into Civ. And for me, that's the most important thing. Like, obviously, the release of Civ 7 has probably not gone to plan for the developers, but there's still no reason why we can't be exposing more people. And I think it's like, I would be apprehensive about clicking like a 2-hour video. Whereas if it was like an hour-long video, it probably makes a little bit... It's like, okay, I can justify an hour. Whereas like a 2-hour video, I don't know, bro. I'm curious what your thoughts are. Who knows? Maybe this video is only an hour long. Maybe I did decide to do that. I'll never know. Maybe we're deciding to do it right now. You know what? We're going to do it right now, actually. I think realistically at this point, okay, so let's do like just a basic benchmark. Turn 70. Yields aren't the strongest, but we're coming online. We're getting there. We've got Taruga that's about to be befriended in 3 turns. So that means that our monuments are going to be kicking up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cities that are now starting to produce. Our gold is looking good. Everything here is healthy. We're also getting some wonders. So if we take a look at our player unlocks, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are on the cards at the moment, with 2 that are in production. So, and you know what? Make it another one. We'll throw a Monk's Mound in. Do we have anything else? Probably want to do an altar before we do Monk's Mound. So let's go ahead. We'll put the altar down. We'll put it on the city center, and then we can put the Monk's Mound. Maybe we want to look for adjacency where possible. That's a +2, and we don't want to. You know what? We can do it on top of the tundra, on top of the bog. Why not? Because that will be coming up 100%. Where else would you put that for adjacency? Maybe here? Actually, yeah, that's probably the better tile to do it. Because that way it hits the monument and then whatever comes in on that side. So let's do that there. Like that. And that is the correct play. And now we can also look to do the library. So we'll put that there. And then the monument, there's no mountains here at all. But we could be thinking about dropping a wonder in here. So as an example, we could do that and then do a coastal world wonder right here. Because that's 3 tiles. So that's probably the way that we do it. So we'll go from monument and a villa there. All right, so we're going to leave it there. Turn 71, we're going to try something new in this video. There's your sort of rough idea of benchmarks. I think things are going very well in this game. And I'll see you guys in a couple turns. After quite a few turns, we find ourselves on turn 139, and things are looking pretty good. When it comes to benchmarks for Antiquity Age, this is definitely one of the better ones. Probably the best numbers that I've ever seen across the board. If we take a look here, 500 gold, 600 science, 400 culture per turn. A really solid baseline for those 3 primary yields. Across all of the cities, every single one of these settlements is a city. We've gone 1 over the settlement limit. Still got a decent amount of happiness that's coming through. If we take a look at the yields, they're pulling in 80, 52, 49, 52, 53, 48, 40, 44, 31 on Creek City, which is our newest city all the way down here. This poor guy. There wasn't really a lot of space down here. So hopefully we can find another spawn where we've got the ability to do all 3 of these as cities. Because I tell you what, it would be absolutely amazing getting to watch those develop. But nonetheless, I think this was definitely still a key component of today's strategy. It just meant that we had so much production, so much flexibility with this natural wonder. And obviously there's a lot of really good combinations or good bonuses that have all been brought together here. You've got Mississippi with their gold bonus, Catherine with her science and her culture. It's just all worked incredibly well together. So overall, I think this is going to be a really strong baseline for our exploration age as we head into playing Bulgaria, because we've of course unlocked Bulgaria. If we take a look here, where are you, Bulgaria? There we go. Unlock this civilization in the exploration age, 3 altars. So we've gone ahead, we've done that. So that's what we'll be doing with this playthrough now. We'll be heading towards Bulgaria. If we take a look at our final unlocks that we've got, though, I don't think we did that well on the World Wonders. Okay, never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 at Emil Bell, 11, 12. So we got 12 World Wonders in the end, which is not terrible. That's pretty decent, but I would say that's probably about baseline. Keep in mind it is against the deity AI. We had a peaceful game. We had 4 alliances in the end of the game, and I guess that's just what happens when you're down the bottom of the map. And I think, look, just talking a little bit more about Catherine and about sort of the playstyle that she's got, I think one of the things that I've learned, at least over the last couple of weeks, is how important trade is, and being in the middle of the map can be really beneficial for that. If you're in the middle of the map, so Xerxes often spawns, not necessarily in the middle of the map, but even like here, as an example, he could spawn here. And it means that you can settle up towards this top side, and now it means you've got 2 more trading partners. And the more trading partners you've got, the sooner you can build those relationships, the sooner you can access those resources. Camels in particular are very important, and I think that's probably the biggest issue that you've got with Catherine, is that there's no guarantee that you get camels, there's no guarantee that your trading partners will settle camels, and it means that sometimes you'll have to go to, well, how do I say it? You'll have to go to great lengths to get your own camels. But obviously this doubles up as a trading outpost, or at least it did until it became a city. So it meant that we were able to begin trade routes out towards all of these settlements that are out here, and we're able to use those resources and then funnel them back in. We've got plenty of resources in here. Some of these cities are making crazy amounts of yields, but overall, I think it went pretty well. I think this natural wonder is definitely going to be one to look out for. If you do spot it, prioritize settling it, because it makes total sense. And it's only going to make more sense as the developers look to shift the way that Civ 7 is working. We know that they're working behind the scenes with food and growth. They're not happy with how it currently sits, and I can understand why. I mean, production is the king at the moment. And look, it'll probably change in the future, as they've alluded to, so we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But overall, I think this has been a very solid run, a really solid natural wonder. I'm looking forward to seeing more playthroughs with this. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to playing Bulgaria in the second age, in the age of exploration. And I hope you are as well. So if you are, make sure you leave a like on the video. Leave a comment if you've got any questions, any feedback, any criticism. And of course, if you're looking forward to more Civilization 7 content, then make sure you hit the subscribe button, because there is always time for one more turn.